There are towns that shout, and then there are towns that hum. Marion, Virginia, tucked gently into the Blue Ridge Highlands, is the kind that hums. A place where stories don't compete for attention, they settle into you. Where history lingers not as a museum piece, but as something still breathing. They call it America's coolest hometown, and if you stand here long enough, you might begin to understand why. The town of Marion, named for Francis Marion, the Revolutionary War officer better known as the Swamp Fox. The name spoke not just to history, but to spirit, tenacity, intelligence, and the willingness to fight on difficult terrain. From the beginning, Marion was a crossroads, a place where people paused, gathered, and pulled community close. History in Appalachia is rarely tidy. Behind the Marion Fire Department, where the present hums along without noticing, an old oak tree once stood, quiet, enduring, and older than memory itself. Its bark is rough with time, its roots deep in the soil of stories few now recall. Long ago, tears once fell against that bark, small, trembling tears that have since been carried away by rain, wind, and years beyond counting. They belonged to a child. She was only 6 when she was taken, purchased in the 1840s by Thomas Thurman, her world reduced to something she could not yet understand. Her name was Sallie. Each day, as often as she could, she would slip away from watchful eyes and find her way to that tree. There, beneath its wide branches, she wrapped her small arms around the trunk and wept, softly at first, then with the full weight of her broken heart, for the family she had lost, sold far away to a slave owner in Lynchburg. The tree held her grief in silence. It offered no answers, only shelter. Years passed. Sallie grew, and so did the life she built from what had been taken. She became a founding member of Mount Pleasant Methodist Church, a place that would guide and uplift generations of African American children and families in Marion. Her sorrow did not define her, it deepened her strength. During Marion's sesquicentennial, it was given a name, the Crying Tree, an acknowledgement of the sorrow it once witnessed and the story it still carries in its quiet presence. To most, it is just an ordinary oak, but to those who know, it is something more, a living memory, a silent witness to an extraordinary little girl who once stood beneath its branches and cried. And although Hurricane Helene brought down Sallie's crying tree in 2024, the stories, memories, and meaning rooted there still endure. In the 1920s, author Sherwood Anderson lived in Marion for several years. Already known for his groundbreaking work, Winesburg, Ohio, Anderson edited local newspapers while residing here. He observed small-town rhythms closely, the ambitions, the gossip, the longings beneath ordinary life. When he died in 1941, he was buried in Marion. For a writer who spent his career examining the emotional landscape of small American towns, it seems fitting that he chose one as his final home. Marion's most unexpected legacy arrived not through war or literature, but through carbonation. In the early 1960s, Bill Jones operated the Tip Corporation bottling plant in town. Around 1961, he finalized a citrus-flavored soft drink formula that would soon leave Marion and reach the world. In 1964, the formula was sold to PepsiCo. That drink was Mountain Dew. Modern Mountain Dew was born here. There is now a Virginia historical marker commemorating that fact, a reminder that even in a quiet Appalachian town, something globally recognized can begin in an unassuming brick building. If there is a single architectural statement in Marion, It is the Lincoln Theater. Built in 1929 in the rare Mayan revival site, its design is striking. Geometric, bold, almost theatrical before you even step inside. Like many theaters of its era, it eventually closed during the decline of downtown cinemas, but the community restored it. Today, it serves as the home of Song of the Mountains, a nationally broadcast PBS program celebrating bluegrass and Appalachian music. Artists from across the region and beyond step onto this stage, carrying forward a musical tradition rooted deeply in these hills. Marion is not simply preserving culture, it is producing it. The nearby Wayne C. Henderson School of Appalachian Arts continues that work, teaching instrument building, music, and traditional craft to new generations. Marion's Carnegie School holds another remarkable connection. Before she calculated trajectories for NASA astronauts, before she became nationally recognized through the story told in Hidden Figures, Katherine Johnson once taught in this town. Her time here was one chapter in a life that would help guide America into space. It's a reminder that Appalachian towns have always produced brilliance, even when the rest of the country wasn't paying attention. Nearby, Mount Pleasant Church, built in 1913, stands as an anchor of Marion's African American community history and now operates as a museum. Its walls hold stories of faith, resilience, and perseverance during segregation and beyond. Before snowboards carved down mountain slopes, there was the Snurfer, part surfboard, part sled, and all fun. Invented in 1965 by Sherman Poppin for his daughters in Michigan, the Snurfer quickly became a winter craze across America. And it even found a connection here in Marion, Virginia. During the 1970s, the Brunswick Corporation manufactured Snurfers at its Marion facility, helping ship the popular boards to kids and families across the country. Riders stood sideways on a narrow board, gripping a rope attached to the front for balance as they glided downhill. What began as a simple backyard toy would eventually inspire the sport of modern snowboarding, with a small piece of that history tied directly to Southwest Virginia. And now, PBS Appalachia is helping preserve that story, with a new documentary currently in production exploring Marion's surprising connection to the birth of snowboarding. In 1965, a young pitcher made his professional debut for the Marion Mets. His name was Nolan Ryan. Long before 7 no-hitters and Hall of Fame induction, he threw his first professional pitches here. Baseball in Appalachia has always been more than a pastime. It's community, it's summer evenings, it's possibility. Today, Marion embraces its place in the Blue Ridge Highlands. It serves as a gateway for hikers on the Appalachian Trail. Backpackers pass through town, resupplying before heading back into the wilderness. Just minutes away, Hungry Mother State Park draws families, campers, and kayakers to its lake and wooded trails. Marion is both stopover and destination, both rooted and outward facing. Marion has leaned into its identity as America's coolest hometown, not because it is trying to be something it's not, but because it understands what it is. A place shaped by war and industry, a birthplace of a global soda brand, a literary refuge, a musical stage, a town that remembers its hard history while still inviting people forward. In Appalachia, cool isn't loud, it's enduring. Marion endures. And when you walk its streets, past the theater marquee, past the historical markers, past the schoolhouse brick and baseball field, you begin to feel the layers. Not romanticized, not exaggerated, just real. This is Marion, Virginia.